This episode of the Sam and Gary podcast is brought to you by Paper Michael. It's like normal Michael, but paper. The audio listeners are going to hate this joke so much.
Yeah.
So we promised Michael on the next podcast. He was not able to make it.
He's a no-show.
He's a no-show. So we have Paper Michael here. So for video viewers, you get the joke. For audio listeners, I'm just not even going to explain it. I'm just gonna
watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, just go check out. It's an incentive. Go check out the channel on YouTube, and then you'll be able to see paper
Shameless self-promotion for a channel with 11 subscribers.
I mean, that's why we need to self-promote, though. Let's be real here. Hold on. I think this light could be better placed.
We're already rolling.
I know. I just fixed the light mid-podcast. We're very professional about this.
We're so excellent at everything we do. We are just the best. We are amazing. I'm going to self-gloat here, and we're just... God, I hate myself.
Oh my God. This is the greatest. So, here's a fun fact about this episode. We've had structure before.
Yes.
And we no longer do. We had...
we have sort of structure.
We have sort of structure. We have a segment. And some conversation starters. So... Yeah, let's just like, what's up, dude?
Hi.
How about that coronavirus? So we were talking on the phone earlier, and Gary was playing Pistol Whip. We were trying to remember what we were talking about on the phone, but we couldn't remember it. But Pistol Whip is a VR game. It's your favorite VR game, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
I think I've been playing more of it recently since you got me into it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awkward talking over Paper Michael right here.
It's really weird. Lean back, dude.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Move.
Well, no, but keep your head in camera, dude.
Yeah, let me just...
Yeah, there you go. You just decapitated him.
That is so great.
I can't see it from my angle.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
All right, so the Oscars are coming up tonight. We'll talk about the Oscars again with Ty, like we did on the last episode. We'll do that in the next one.
I don't remember if I said it in the last episode, but I'm going to say it now. They're rigged. They always have been rigged. So let's see who they choose. All I'm going to say is, if 1917 does not win Best Cinematography, I will be thoroughly disappointed.
It deserves it. Let's see. There was something else in that category though that I also thought had pretty solid cinematography, not on the same level. It's not on here, but I think it was The Lighthouse. It's the one that's in black and white, and it's Willem Dafoe is in it. It doesn't deserve it, from what I've seen of it, but it's also a contender.
Did you say you want to tell them about how you watched all the nominees for Best Picture?
Yeah, totally. Let me pull up the list here just so I can look at them and talk about them. I watched every single Best Picture nominee, and I loved most of them. I really liked all of them, and I loved a good bit of them. So Ford v Ferrari is like my least favorite of them.
Didn't see it, don't care.
It's still a solid movie.
Sorry to interrupt you, but there's for people who don't know, there's a difference between me. He's a very avid movie person. I see maybe 4 movies a year. Anyway, I just want to point that out. When I say didn't see it, don't care. Yeah, I really don't care, and I did not see it.
You've seen 1917. I think that's the one in here that you've seen in the Best Picture category.
Yes, I have seen 1917. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Although I will say I don't feel like it would be as good to watch the second time you watched it, because I feel like it has more of that traumatic. It's more traumatic the first time you see it, and it achieves its goal with first time viewership, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's very raw, and it's shot to look like it's one continuous shot. And that's what makes it so good, in my opinion. And that just raw and very real energy to it probably wouldn't be the same the second time if you know what's going to happen. Because,
Agreed.
that's not how reality is. It feels a lot more real when you don't know what's coming with each twist. Let's see. My favorite one is either Parasite or Joker. I don't know which. those are both very solid. And I touched on Joker in the last one. I think it's mainly a really good acting job. So it deserves Best Actor for Joaquin, if nothing else.
All right. I do not have the right to speak on this like Sam does, but if I think the only acceptable way that Joaquin does not win Best Actor is if Joker wins Best Picture.
Right.
Because if Joaquin doesn't win Best Actor, I think Joker would have to win Best Picture. Because there's no getting around it.
I think it's got one of them down easily, and I think it's probably Best Actor. I think that's the one it's much more likely to get.
I think, based off what you've told me, I think the odds that Joaquin wins Best Actor is probably like 80%. And the odds that Joker wins Best Picture is probably like 35%. Like it could happen, but also probably not.
It's not as likely. I put on my predictions here. I'm disappointed in myself because I put Parasite, then Joker, then The Irishman. The Irishman, man, it's take a guess at how long The Irishman is.
Isn't it? It's 3 hours, right?
3.5 hours.
Oh, so it's longer than Endgame.
Yeah, it's longer than Endgame. Longer than Titanic, I believe, which just about shows you. It's like, oh man, it's like CGI. They do CGI to make Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and a couple of those other mafia movie guys look younger. And it just feels like a bunch of old dudes pretending to be not as old for 3.5 hours. And it's good. It's not the masterpiece that people keep saying it is. It didn't resonate with me. Maybe I'm wrong about it, but that's just not what it was to me.
Didn't see it, don't care.
Did you ever end up seeing Little Women? I know you said your family wanted to see you.
No.
Okay. I did. I saw it with my family. And it was just like it gets some points for being a classic story.
Right.
I think. That gets it some points, but I don't think it's at all likely for Best Picture.
That means it's going to win. Because they're rigged. But I digress.
I didn't like last year's winner, Green Book. It was all right. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it would have been cool if they gave it to Black Panther last year, though. Honestly. Because
yeah,
it would have shown that they're like, hey, we're not just the artistic movie guys. We can enjoy popular movies, too. You know, it would have been a good thing. And then it would have gotten people interested in the Oscars again if they had decided on
it. Wouldn't have gotten me interested in them. Although I've never been interested in them.
Interested in them. Yeah.
It would have been a good PR move to let Black Panther win.
And I think it just would have been a good move in general because looking at the movies, sure, there's probably some in there that are like better, but Black Panther's just like likable and enjoyable, I think they kind of, it's a lot of just like sad movies that win stuff, and I think they underestimate the benefit of like just a kind of a movie that's fun to watch. Speaking of movies that are not fun to watch, Marriage Story is probably the most painful 2 hours of my life. It's like, hey, look, Black Widow and Kylo Ren are getting a divorce for 2 hours. And that's the whole movie. And it's really well done, but it's just sad, and I don't see the point. So
didn't see it, really don't care.
It's a no for me. Don't recommend that one. Of course it's great. Just don't recommend it. I don't know. And that's basically the ones that I feel strongly about. Jojo Rabbit is dark. You'll hate yourself for laughing at it, but it's kind of funny. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a weird one. Tarantino is a little bit messed up, I think. But
this is not new news.
Tarantino's always been messed up, but it was my first Tarantino movie that I've watched. So it's really, from what I've heard, it's kind of a little less impressive the second time you see a Tarantino movie because he's still messed up.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my mouse on the screen here.
So before we get into our one segment that we have,
okay,
I want to make fun of myself for a little bit. So, over here. So to record this audio, because you can see how professional our audio recording is.
Not you, audio listeners, stupid losers.
Audio listeners, listening to a podcast the way you're supposed to. Come on, man. So, in order to do that, we had to take my case off, and this part of my OtterBox case is easy to take off. Like whatever. This thing, this thing is stupid. Okay.
He's holding up the plastic inside of an OtterBox case. What he held up before was like the rubber outside part that you see. As someone who's had OtterBoxes, I can relate. Those things are impossible to take off, and looks like we're going to be doing that for just about every podcast from here until ever, taking off that case. So.
And for you people also who are watching the video, you know that this is a pink iPhone 6S.
It's rose gold.
It's pink.
Let's be real about this. Yeah.
And here's the thing. I am a firm believer in not buying a phone every year because it is a waste of your money.
Oh, totally.
Because, all right, allow me to go on an Apple rant because I pay attention to Apple and all their stuff. So allow me to go on a rant about Apple real quick. If you are buying Apple products, it's pointless replenishing them every year because if there's something Apple's good at, it's making sure their products last more than a year, okay? Mm-hmm. This thing still runs the latest version of iOS, and did the camera just shut off?
We've returned. The camera shut off. The SD card was full after 10 minutes.
Once again, professionals, don't ever forget it. We are the most professional ever.
This is high quality podcasting.
More high quality than Joe Rogan, I swear. All right.
Yeah, Joe just like envies us, dude. We've got 11 subs over here. Joe's just weeping silently.
Joe is crying silently at night with his what? I don't even know how many followers, and I don't even care. Anyway,
he's just like you know like how people eat ice cream as like their sad food. Joe Rogan's just like eating down like elk jerky or something. That's Joe Rogan's sad food.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish my Apple rant now. Okay. Anyway, this thing still runs the latest version of iOS, and
sorry,
I'm proud that it's still here because it's been 5 years, dude. 5 years.
I'm going on,
and
I
now
just hit 1 year with mine.
Now,
but it's like a 3-year-old phone or something.
Yeah. Now, I do fully intend this year to buy myself a new phone. Late this year, I'm just gonna see if the new ones that they come out with are good enough it's like worth spending my money on, or if it's worth buying just like an 11 1 year later when it's significantly cheaper, because Apple's marketing team is stupid like that. But
I mean, it's working.
It sure is. I mean, they're making a lot of money, but this is more of a roast to you people out there who replenish their iPhones and their Apple Watches every year. Like, do as necessary, not as desired.
It's just, I mean, I guess if you're like crazy rich, then like, go for it.
Well, if you're crazy rich, you're crazy rich, and you can just tell.
You. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I get that.
I just think it's a waste of your money.
Yeah, I've had an 8. When did the iPhone 8 come out? Do you know?
3 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I've had that for like the last
2 years ago, actually, because they straight up skipped the 9 and are going to release it in March this year.
What? Is that real?
Sam does not keep up with Apple or Samsung or Google or any phone company.
Why would I? And why would they do that?
Well, so because dumb. They wanted to come out. Well, I don't know. Like last year, we got the Samsung Note 10. Now they're going to release an S20 Ultra or something. So they just straight up start skipping numbers because they wanted to do an X. It was, I mean, technically, it's technically Apple incorrect to call it the iPhone 10. You're supposed to call it the iPhone X.
Okay.
But everyone calls it the 10. So you have like the iPhone 10R, the iPhone 10s. I think I don't know what the flagship one last year was. Like this year they have the 11 Pro, and then their 11 Pro Max is like their flagship phone. Mm-hmm. Flagship being the term for best thing they produce currently. And I keep up with this. And the 11 Pro, it was received really well, and they sold fairly well, much better than last year. Last year, like the XS, no,
Really?
yeah, but they straight up skipped the 9 for no apparent reason.
That's frustrating. That makes me a little angry at them.
Yeah, but they're now going to release the 9 as the SE2 in March of this year, and it's going to have the same processor as the 11 Pro, but the same design as the 8
All right. Okay.
for only $400, which isn't bad.
That's
Like
really
honestly,
not that bad.
it's pretty.
No,
Like
they're
if
selling.
you want a new phone, I would suggest doing that. But I wouldn't suggest that. I would wait until November and see just how good the 12s are, and then if they're not good, get a price deducted SE2.
I finally found my cursor on my computer screen. Sorry, just I had been looking for the cursor like the whole time you were talking. I was trying to locate it on the screen. Sorry. The one that frustrates me a little bit is Xbox, because they went from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One, and then what's the new one? I can't. There's a new one coming out soon, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I don't keep up with Xbox.
I've always been an Xbox guy. Do you have you played a lot of video games before, like before VR stuff, or?
We have a PlayStation. That is mostly overrun by my brothers who play like baseball games on it. We had a we had a Wii. We had a Wii.
Oh man! Oh,
and we still have a Wii U.
Oh my, really? I
Still
played,
works.
I've got a Wii sitting up there. I played mad Mario Kart back in the day. I'm good at Mario Kart.
Back in the Wii U days. Actually, I can't even say that because ours still works. We played sword fighting, and I was pretty good.
Man, I liked the Wii Sports bowling.
Oh yeah,
and the bowling
so much easier than real life. I can tell you that. I could get perfect games, 300s, boys.
Right? Yeah.
Can't do that in real life.
Yeah.
I went out with my friends, and I had the worst 2 games in a while, and I actually got beat in one of those, and that was embarrassing.
What did you score there?
I got a 125 and beat everyone. And then I got a 132 and lost to Harley by 3.
130. Holy crap. If you're losing at a 132, then that's not too bad.
No, it's bad.
132. I couldn't bowl a 132. I'm pretty sure I did like a 70 the last time I went.
Well, yeah, because what happened was Harley like came to me and he's like, okay, how do I do this better? And I'm like, okay, go one more time and I'll tell you. So he went one more time. I watched him. I told him what to do. It didn't work. I said, get a different ball. He got a different ball. Did the same thing, and then he beat me by 3. And I wanted to die.
Shouldn't have helped him, man. Yeah. I went bowling with Ty and Michael here, actually.
And what'd y'all bowl?
Bad. I don't know.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, like I can't remember. Like probably honestly probably in the 70s or something.
Oh,
Like
so bad.
bad. Yeah. Not pretty. Yeah. Well, that's the time we went to like the ropes course and stuff.
Oh.
I think we'll probably do that again this year. Although we need to find out if they have one of those like VR places where you can play like the VR boxing games with like the haptic vest. I would go to one of those for a birthday thing.
That'd be so unsanitary.
Surely they have a way of cleaning those things.
How would you like
I mean,
pitch that idea to your mother? So, Mom, I want to go to this shady VR gym where you put on a haptic suit and you can feel your friends punch you.
she'd be like, okay.
My mom would nod.
I think it's just as sanitary as like laser tag, though. I would think, at least with the vest, the face.
Not the suit.
The face.
I mean, not the headset.
Yeah, that'd be kind of gross. I'm sure they have a way of cleaning that. I don't know. I'll look into that and see if there's one anywhere near our area.
Or we could just buy a haptic suit for like $1,000.
Yeah, good plan. I was looking. They have like how much? I think it was 25,000 for one of those like omnidirectional treadmill things you can get.
Yeah, you can order them from some company.
I think it's the company. I think the company's like trying to sell them to like arcades and stuff. They're not for like consumers. I don't think that's what they're trying to
No, because
market
there
to.
was one I saw where you can like order it and they'll like ship it to your house and install it
Consumer available. Well,
for like $15,000, if I'm remembering correctly. But but like this is like they come in and set it up and like build it and install it for you too.
That's crazy.
So that's probably another 1,000. So it's probably like 14,000 for like the box with the components. But if you think about it, an omnidirectional treadmill, like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. And do you have to have a compatible headset, or will like?
I bet you do.
Will an
bet...
Oculus know that you're walking, or?
No, yeah, because you walk and you get closer. Think about it. Like, let's say you're playing Beat Saber, you can walk closer to the notes, because that's what 6 FOV is, 6 degrees of freedom.
Yeah, you can walk, but like you walk in the real world. If you were on a treadmill where theoretically you walked but then actually didn't move, then it might not be able to track your movement.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, because no, like let's say you took a step and then like the treadmill caught up with it. Would it move you back? Would you move and then move back? You might have to have a compatible headset.
I probably wouldn't even know you were moving because like
I bet you have to plug some kind of link cable into the treadmill.
It'd have to be compatible somehow, I would think. Anyway.
Well, no, because if you like, there's videos of people doing it with like a Rift S at like conventions, like at VR conventions. Like they'll do it with like a Rift S. I don't know.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, let's look into buying a $15,000 treadmill.
Well, let's look into how they work. Say it that way. Do you want to do our segment? You want to go ahead?
Sure.
All
do you know how long? What's my recording time? Will Motif Audio tell me? 25 minutes. That's what we're sitting at.
Okay, that's a good time to get started, I think. Let me go to my app.
Is this recording?
The screen?
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on.
Okay. Professional.
Oh, crap.
Everyone's going to see your screenshots that you've got on your desktop.
Audio listeners, you probably won't think this is funny, but video viewers are probably having a good time.
Yeah, audio listeners are just so angry right now.
This is the worst audio episode of the podcast yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, here's basically the segment. I've seen a couple YouTubers do this, and I was interested by the concept. It's, you take a group of characters, or even, like, people. You take a group of characters or people, real or fictional, and you have a scale. And on one side of the scale is the ones that you could beat in as the ones that you could beat in a fight, and on the other side of the scale is the ones that would absolutely clobber you in a fight. So that's what we're gonna do today.
So you have one scale. So my question is, are we working together to beat this person up, or are we going one at a time? Because then we have to reach some kind of consensus.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe like average. Like if I think just kind of like the average of how we think we would both do against this person.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's fair for us to fight them at the same time.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Show them the scale.
Okay, so yeah, here's the scale for you video viewers. Audio listeners, you get the idea.
So let's start with SpongeBob.
All right, SpongeBob. Now this is one of those things. How big is SpongeBob? That's my question. Because is SpongeBob actual sponge size? If you've seen like the SpongeBob live action movies, he's small. You know, he's maybe like the size of like a Barbie doll max. Not even that, probably.
Okay.
So if he's that size, I could beat him up.
Here's the thing.
You're putting a lot of thought into beating up SpongeBob right now.
One jab to the legs, and those things are broken, dude.
You're right.
I only have to kick one leg, and that knee is going to invert backwards. Those things are twigs.
His arms are twigs, too. So I think I would break SpongeBob's face.
I agree.
Let's put him pretty far over here, especially if he's a small guy.
We're going to have to make that image way smaller.
Yeah. Now, he does do karate in the show. But I'm pretty sure it's a running joke that he's bad at karate. So
And also those legs though, dude. Like
yeah,
one kick and
yeah, SpongeBob's going down. All right, that I put him basically all the way to the I would break their face thing. All right, let's grab someone from randomly out of here. Let's get Fred Flintstone.
hmm.
Doesn't he carry around a stick?
I think so.
Does he get to use it? Are we are we fighting them with whatever weapons they would have in their cartoon universe?
I don't know. I think this guy would not go down easy.
No, he's a caveman, you know. He's from a more primitive time
Which means I would
when
probably
even the
get
weakest
wrecked.
person was probably stronger than both of us, you know.
Combined.
Yeah, because that's a time when you got to be strong or you're dead. That's prehistoric stuff. So I
And
think
now we're all spoiled.
I think that Fred Flintstone would break my face a little bit.
Yeah, not completely.
Not totally though.
Maybe like a fractured nose.
I'd get some jabs in there, but I'm gonna put him like this far. Is that good?
That's fair, yeah.
He's definitely winning the fight, but not without a little bit of resistance. Let's see. All right, let's go Winnie the Pooh. All right, let's address the obvious here. Winnie the Pooh is kind of a lazy guy. He spends most of his days eating honey, and that's about it, I think.
But is he one of those people who's like got that fat that's gonna stop you from hurting them? That's gonna
Right.
be like a little punching bag, and then they're gonna throw one punch,
And
and
you're
you
down.
and your bony little face.
He's a bear too. It's worth.
Oh, he's a bear.
But did you see the Christopher Robin live action movie? He's like the size of a stuffed animal in that. So if he's that small, then I could beat him up. You know, actually, in all the cartoons, he's not very big. He is like the size of a stuffed animal compared to Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
So I think we could beat up Winnie the Pooh, but
I'm
not
gonna-
as well as we could beat up SpongeBob.
All right. Like put him like a quarter of the way there.
Okay.
Quarter of the way to SpongeBob.
He's got some of that bear power behind him, so I think that's a fair place to put him. All right, who's next? Let's go. Homer. Homer Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. He
Specimen of a man.
yeah, man. Homer is also kind of like Winnie the Pooh in that he might be a little bit of just a punching bag that you couldn't hurt. Because he's got those donuts. He's eating a donut in the picture.
Is
That's on
Homer
screen.
tall?
I'm googling how tall is Homer Simpson right now.
Because didn't the MythBusters made like a replica of him, and he was like tall.
All right, hold on. Homer is 6 feet tall.
I think he would break our face.
Homer is 6 feet tall and weighs
Wait.
315 pounds.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Homer Simpson is a big boy, but he's also kind of a lazy boy. So
What? He's 6 foot.
I don't think he would.
Sammy's taller than you.
Yeah, but he's not gonna beat me up as bad as a caveman would. So I'm gonna put him a little bit short of Fred Flintstone.
Maybe we get like a couple jabs at the mid rolls. I mean the mid rolls.
like a YouTube ad.
The fat rolls. Maybe we get him to vomit a little bit.
Just coughing up donuts. Oh man, I think that would be a tactical advantage. Honestly, I'd be grossed out by that. All right, let's go with someone who we could beat up. Since
Charlie Brown.
yeah, Charlie Brown.
There's no way of getting around this.
You're a tiny boy, Charlie Brown, and you're going down. How young is Charlie Brown? Did I just threaten to beat up a child?
I think you did.
I'm fairly sure the cartoons have been around since like the 60s, so it's fine if I say I could beat him up because he's technically like 50 years old.
That's fair.
And I'm pretty sure that's how the rule works. Yeah, Charlie Brown, I'm going to beat him up. But he's considerably bigger than SpongeBob, though, so SpongeBob's still the weakest one in the race here.
Yeah, as I said, one kick at his legs, he's
yeah.
going down.
And then Charlie Brown, you could just do like the football thing, you know, and he goes, kicks the football, and then he falls, and then you could just beat the crap out of him once he's down, you know. You need to get some help from Lucy.
All right,
That's her
let's
name.
go. All right, who could we not beat up? Popeye.
Popeye. Let's talk about Popeye. All right.
Popeye would kill us. Like, literally kill us.
Yeah, how badly he would destroy us depends on how much
Spinach
he had before the fight. But regardless, look at those muscles, man. Those things, yeah. I think...
Well, wait, hold on. How does he have so much muscle here, but none in his bicep?
He has really swollen forearms and non-existent biceps.
I think we should get him checked into, like, a hospital. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, what do you think, Paper Michael? Why am I touching his shoulder like that? Yeah, I think that might be, he looks like an episode of Dr. Pimple Popper with the giant swollen forearms.
Careful what you say, he'll break your face.
Yeah, so regardless though, yeah, he's got like the anchor tattoos, and yeah, anyone with that kind of tattoo could probably beat me up. I'm pretty sure. Oh, let's go Morty from Rick and Morty.
You don't have Morty selected.
I just...
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I thought you said Rick. My bad.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Morty... Morty is the child from Rick and Morty. He wears the yellow shirt. He makes that face that you see right there. So naturally, I could kick his butt. I think. I could beat up Morty. But he's not...
I think you could beat him up better than I could, because I'm going to hit on myself here. I am not in as good of shape as you are.
I don't think you have to be in great shape to beat up Morty, though.
Yeah, no, probably not. I mean, look at that head.
Yeah,
face is prime for breaking.
Morty has a punchable face. I don't know. Some people just have like a face that's like, yeah, I kind of want to punch that person.
What?
Dude, have you never heard the term punchable face? When someone says they have a very punchable face? Have you never heard that?
Do I have a punchable face?
Not really.
I don't have a punchable attitude. If you punch me, it's not going to be pretty.
That's true. I can see how sometimes you can have a punchable personality. But let's see. Paper Michael here. That's not a very punchable face. That's a likable face. You know?
Let me see. Yeah, no, you don't punch that face, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. What's a good like celebrity punchable face? Steve Buscemi. I could punch him. Like, no, that's not even a great example. That's just like a weird face. It's not a punchable one.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. Up next.
Okay. Kermit. All right. Forgive me. But Kermit the Frog is a puppet. Can I literally rip his arm off?
Is someone driving Kermit? If it's just the puppet, that's not even fair, because he's just not even animate at that point. Are you good?
Nope. Yeah, like I could rip his head off.
If it's just the puppet, he can't even resist. So...
Imagine taking that clip out of context. Yeah, I could rip his head off.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
That's a great Ty. I know you make memes of this podcast. It's your job to make this a meme.
Yeah,
I could rip his head off.
Ty's my favorite one is the "you're gonna die" thing from the first episode.
Yeah, God, if only my phone wasn't recording this. We can flash it on screen.
Yeah, here the "you're gonna die" clip from the first episode. Ty made that into like a meme format. Okay, so
yeah, let's take Kermit away from the I would break. Oh, I thought you. Never mind. I'm losing my mind here. Yeah, we could rip Kermit's head off.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Kermit, he's going down.
More so than SpongeBob.
I'm having frog legs for dinner tonight if I'm fighting Kermit.
Jeez, chill.
Man, we dissected a frog last year, and I have a feeling that's similar to what it would look like.
Oh yeah, do you remember when dodging dodging? When we were like dissecting the frog, do you remember? Okay, was I the only one who gouged out the eyes because they worked like bouncy balls?
Ty, please meme that moment. Was I the only...
Wait, no, Ty was in my class. Ty did it too.
You guys are insane. Why?
Yeah, that was like a thing in our class. We figured out that the eyes were like bouncy balls, and we gouged them out.
We did not figure that out, but I have a feeling that if we did, we'd probably be doing the same thing. So I can't really.
Yeah, like
blame you.
everyone in our class, one group couldn't even get them out, and they asked me to like rip the eye out.
Oh, dude, we had.
So I took a scalpel and like cut his eye out.
Man, dissection is kind of gross, dude. Let me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
It's really
obvious.
gross.
That's obvious. It goes without saying. We dissected sharks in 5th grade. We had this whole search.
I dissected a bird, and we had to determine what was it that it had eaten.
Oh, really? We had a whole unit on in like our gifted program on sharks, and so at the end we got to cut open like these baby sharks. They're probably like this big, and we cut into them, and a guy in our class, who I'll tell you who it was later, but a guy who was in our class took out the shark's liver. Here's something you should know about a shark's liver. It bears a striking resemblance to a Go-Gurt tube. And that's exactly how this guy used it. He didn't eat it. He didn't eat it.
Okay.
But he was running around squirting, shark things out of the liver. And it was kind of scarring. I wasn't that grossed out until he used the liver as a Go-Gurt tube, but that was pretty disgusting.
Mickey
Mouse. All right. What do you think?
He has a punchable face. I could get both eyes with one jab.
Yeah, I get that. I go to Disney World like yearly, and I like Mickey. I'm kind of partial to Mickey, so I don't want to beat him up, but I'm fairly confident that I could. All right, we're back.
All right, we're back.
We had to cut a bit. Gary accidentally said his entire social security number, so we had to cut it. Hold on, let me grab my computer.
You don't want to mix up the SD cards. Oh well, it's too late now, isn't it?
Where'd they go?
They're just over there.
Right,
there was a clean one that didn't have anything on it.
I will edit that later. I need to know, how tall is Mickey Mouse? That's also a really good question. Cause
it's gonna be like 7'8" weighing, and it's 600 pounds.
Now, if his dog Pluto is the size of a normal dog, then he's pretty big.
That's true. What is Mickey Mouse's height?
2 to 3 feet high in appearances with real humans, according to this.
Oh. Well, then we can take him.
Yeah, we could take him. Yeah. If we're talking like a 6-foot Mickey here, then it gets a little more complicated. That'd be just about a fair fight. But
no, a 6-foot Mickey would. Well, you're almost 6 feet. I'm not that tall, so
That's
I would
true.
get wrecked.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like I could. The ears are one of the more sensitive parts of the
That's
body.
true, and you could just grab and then just start kicking.
You get a hold on those ears, and you could just start kicking Mickey in the face.
Twisting.
Oh, kicking and twisting, man. This is the most violent podcast. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Oh, you could clobber Mickey, especially if he's short. Grab those ears. Yeah. I think on par with Morty. I think.
Yeah.
That's about the same level of butt kicking. So, all right, let's move on here. Let's do Rick. We already did Morty. Let's go with Rick. This is another time where I'm like, well, does he get to use his stuff? Because if Rick's got his technology, he's always getting himself out of situations. He like broke his spine in one episode and then like injected pain meds into it, and then he's fine.
That's not how that works.
But it's how it works in the Rick verse. But so if he's got his stuff, he could destroy me. Probably worse than Popeye could. But if he doesn't have his stuff, then he's kind of just an old dude. But he's still really smart. So I think we might be at about a draw there. I think he's kind of coming out to even if he doesn't have his stuff with him.
I guess, but he's also got no muscle. Like, I've got more muscle than that man.
That's true. He's very limber. It's a very limber old man.
Now, not as much as SpongeBob.
No, he's got more muscle than SpongeBob. So I think that's probably a draw. I think
Okay.
Rick's probably right in the middle. All right. Garfield.
Okay.
Garfield. He's the size of a normal cat. If you've seen the live action Garfield movie, which for some reason I have.
Okay. If he's that small, pick him up and throw him
Oh yeah, you could just
against a wall, dude. He's dead.
Yeet Garfield. Now he's not a puppet though, so he's gonna be a little harder to beat up.
Yeah, you'll get some scratches, but like kick him against a wall,
Yeah.
keep kicking, and just kick. Because he can't. Like it's punching is a waste of effort and time. Just start kicking, dude, or picking up and yeeting. But if you pick up and yeet, you're gonna get a few more scratches. So why not just kick and slam and kick into a wall?
Man, Paper Michael is just traumatized over here. Man, I'm surprised we haven't made more Paper Michael jokes throughout this podcast. Seems like a really
Well, we've got a. Okay, never mind.
he's a really good visual joke throughout
Yeah.
throughout the video. You know, it's hard not to laugh at him when watching this, I would assume. Imagine like just clicking on the podcast highlight, like in your recommended, it's just like which cartoon characters could we beat up, and then you click on it, and then you just Paper Michael's just there, and you didn't watch the start of the podcast, so you have no idea what he's doing.
Okay.
I kind of want to make
Let's
a
do
montage,
Goofy.
and like instead of doing a podcast highlight, well, we'll do a podcast highlights for this episode, but in place of one of the highlights, we should just do a best of Paper Michael montage.
Okay. Let's do Goofy.
Goofy. All right.
Is Goofy's 6 feet tall? He's like 6'2", 6'3",
I think so.
from my understanding.
Now now Mickey's like 2 or 3 feet, and he's significantly taller than Mickey. So I think that's probably about right. He's
No, I think I remember reading somewhere that he was like 6'2".
Okay. Also, he's large and a dog, and large dogs terrify me a little bit. Can I tell my German Shepherd story?
Oh, go for it.
Oh, dude. Okay, so my neighbors have this giant German Shepherd. 2 of them, actually. And they're always, like, coming at our car and, like, running at it. Our neighbors, I hope my neighbor doesn't watch the podcast because I'm gonna say this. The neighbors need to keep their dogs in their yard because they're big and they're scary. But I went to get the mail one time. And I look across the street, and there's just this giant dog staring back at me. And you know how in those situations, the thing they say don't do is run. They say, like, back away slowly. So what I did, naturally, was I ran. Man, I booked it. And, like, I went down this steep driveway that we have, yelling the whole time, yelling back at the dog, almost threw the mail at the dog. Probably should have. But eventually the dog turned around, and it was trailing me, and it was catching up. So it was a scary experience. I almost got killed by a German Shepherd.
My turn. So, in the summer, when I used to care about keeping myself in shape, I ran.
Okay.
I would go on runs in the morning, and one time I was running down this new cul-de-sac. I'd never like gone on my run down before, because I was like, I'm gonna add some more to my run. So I did that, and I got attacked by a giant pit bull.
Did it made contact? Like you weren't just running from it?
Like it came to me, and I kicked it, and I bolted. Like I kicked it back into its yard and ran. Like I was jogging, and I kicked it back into its yard, and like even before I had like kicked it, it was barking. So I kicked it back in its yard, and I realized it was on an electric fence, and it had run out of its fence to try to bite me, and I had to kick it back into the fence.
It's a determined pit bull.
That pit bull was determined to kill me.
I think every time.
Suffice it to say, never ran near there again.
Man, sometimes when I hear the word pit bull, I think of the dog, but other times I think of the musical artist. So that's a little fun fact about me.
All right. Next character.
Well, hold on. We haven't assigned Goofy anywhere.
Oh,
I think it's
break
safe to
my
say
face.
he's on the would break my face side, but Probably
Halfway.
not as bad as Popeye would.
Like in between Caveman and Popeye.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Who we got left over here?
Let's do the Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. The Powerpuff Girls. Here's the
All
big
three
thing.
at once?
I think so. Here's the big thing to consider. They're young. They got that against them. But B, there's 3 of them. And they have superpowers.
Now, I have 2 younger brothers, and 2 people on you at once is rough. No, like, I can hold off my 2 younger brothers, and I can, like, pick them up and, like, kick them off me without hurting them.
Yeah.
Or getting myself hurt.
But they don't have
But
superpowers.
being kicked in both shins hurts. And they don't have superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like...
I think the Powerpuff Girls would break our faces. I hate to say it, but I think that these young children would beat us up.
Wait, okay, if there's 3 of them, can we do this one together?
Yeah, I think we're allowed to fight the Powerpuff Girls together if there's 3 of them. Sure, why not?
So...
I still think they're beating us up, though.
So, like, we pick 2 of them up, and we throw that one.
They can fly. They just come back.
All right.
I think they've got us beat.
Time out.
It's not looking so good.
If we manage to pick one out of the air and snap their neck,
Yes.
would it make the other one cry to the point where we could beat that one up?
Oh, you're right. You've got that.
Because they're like emotional. And like if we snatch one out of the air, snap its neck.
They're kids.
Because we only have to get lucky once.
They're children and their family, so they'll get emotional. All right, so you can do some psychological torture. All you got to do is take down one Powerpuff Girl, and the other ones are done for.
Yeah, and like you got to be quick. Like you got to grab and snap.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Not yet fully developed children. Could we beat them up?
Imagine like full-grown Powerpuff Girls fighting us. We would die.
Powerpuff women. they would destroy us.
We'd die.
Let me Google. What are the Powerpuff Girls' superpowers?
They can all fly, right?
They can do that. Yeah.
Never watched like the show, so I don't know.
My sister did, and I have seen episodes before. List of superpowers used by Powerpuff Girls. Okay, I'm going to powerpuffgirls.fandom.com. I'm on the Powerpuff Girls wiki right
page,
now.
yeah.
So,
It's okay.
that's a weird thing to have on your search history.
It's
the
okay.
Powerpuff Girls wiki.
It's okay.
All right, they've got superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman durability, superhuman stamina, flight, heat vision, ability to breathe and survive in space, energy projection, super senses, night vision, tornado generation, fire generation, X-ray vision.
The super durability one got our strategy out the window because then we can't snap their neck. So in conclusion, they would kill us.
Okay, all right. So the Powerpuff Girls,
The tornado summoning thing is a bit unsettling.
they're gonna turn us into mashed potatoes and eat us for breakfast. Okay,
It'll be a full course meal.
They might even beat us as bad or worse than Popeye.
Popeye.
Because, they're superhuman.
And that's us combined. All right, yeah, they kill us.
Wow. Man, okay.
All right, next.
Let's go with Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Okay.
Let's
So
address the obvious.
big red dog. Is he 12 feet tall? It's 12 or 20.
Let's Google it.
Height of Clifford.
Around 25 feet tall. Clifford is about 25. Okay.
All right, I think we'd lose, Sam.
I think Clifford may just have us.
Yes,
Clifford is
25 feet. You realize that means his legs are probably like his legs are probably 7 feet tall. Sam, one
his
kick and
kneecaps are above my head, probably.
his kneecaps are probably like chest height.
Still, dude. I don't know. That's pretty easy aiming distance for kneecaps, though. Still, he's gonna.
You're not gonna be able to
He's gonna
break
destroy
that.
us.
Like you would have to break it.
Yeah.
And there's no way.
Yeah, that'll feel like like the reflex thing they do at the doctor. If we were to hit Clifford's kneecaps with a sledgehammer, it would feel like a little reflex thing, and then he would do the reflex thing, and he would kick us, and we would be dead. So, Clifford the Big Red Dog would break our faces.
I want to see a fight between Clifford, but with a team of Clifford and Popeye versus the Powerpuff Girls. Make it happen, internet.
Yes, do that. Yeah, they do those weird animated things all the time. Internet,
Make it happen.
if you give us Clifford and Popeye versus the Powerpuff Girls, we will be forever satisfied. Okay, Scooby Doo. Let's see. Scooby, back to the dog thing. I'm fairly confident that most dogs could destroy me.
How tall?
Okay, let's see. That's the height requirements to ride the Scooby-Doo Spooky Coaster. Where is that? Movie World? Does that exist?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't care.
All right, Scooby-Doo's height is inconclusive. We don't know.
Let's assume 3 feet tall. So like the size of a German Shepherd.
Yeah, he's got me beat. Scooby's gonna take me down, but not nearly as bad as Clifford.
No, I think we would.
Let me put Clifford off of the scale.
Well, if we're gonna put Clifford off the scale, what happens to Powerpuff Girls? They can summon tornadoes.
I guess so. All right, let's put them there.
Okay, now Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
I think we put him at about Homer.
Okay, I think you're right.
Because Scooby Doo's not a pit bull. Because let me tell you,
he's not a fighting dog.
When I kicked that pit bull, that was like legitimately one of the more scary moments of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if I had missed, my leg would have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
But not Clifford.
Scooby.
Scooby does not have as sharp of teeth as a pit bull. So
Yeah.
the biting is not in his favor, but I could see how he could like latch onto a leg, and if he gets you on the ground, and then he like goes for the neck.
He's turning me into a Scooby Snack. That's the end result.
Sure.
Oh, Scooby Snacks, dude. I will fight for some Scooby Snacks. Remember that at lunch?
He tried to steal mine.
I successfully stole yours.
No.
Oh no, wait, that was a different person.
No.
Whose Scooby Snacks did I fight for?
Ties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it was like Porter giving them away.
Yeah,
and I fought
Porter
Ty for them, and then I
Yeah.
fought Landon for them, and I ended up getting like 8 Scooby Snacks out of that. Not all of them, but
By 8 Scooby Snacks, he means 8 pieces of Scooby Snacks.
they were mostly crushed. But I got an adequate amount of Scooby Snacks. I'm satisfied with the results of that conflict.
Stupid fight, if you ask me. All right, let's continue.
Scooby Snacks, man. All right. Next person.
Shaggy.
Shaggy. All right. Let's save Shaggy for last, actually. I kind of want to save Shaggy.
Okay, yeah, I see. I know why though. Okay, let's do Bugs Bunny then,
All right.
because I want to do Jerry second last.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny. I don't know. You know? I have not watched a lot of Looney Tunes.
We can never catch him.
That's true. But if he's running, then he can't beat us up either.
What if he just runs into us?
Ooh. That's a face breaker. But I don't think it's a... How tall is Bugs Bunny? Hold on.
No, just screw it. I think in between Homer and Rick.
I out of curiosity. Now, if Bugs Bunny is like a 6-foot bunny, we're going down. But if he's like...
Height. 99 centimeters. So
3
like
feet, 3 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. He's about the height of Mickey then.
So do in between Rick and Homer.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. So Scooby is like... Bugs Bunny is close to a draw, but he's on the breaking
Because
our
of the
face
speed,
side.
I think.
Yeah, he could beat us up.
Because we would never be able to land a punch is like the thing.
Yeah, he's got that.
Okay.
Not
Now,
because he's strong, just
time
because he
for
can
Tom.
evade. All right, Tom.
All right.
Tom's
Here's the
cat.
thing.
Yes.
There is no way we could ever beat Tom. Tom has been blown up so many times.
Tom is invincible. There's this short film that's one of my favorites ever. It's called The Incredibly Slow Murder with the Horribly Inefficient Weapon. I think that's what it's called. And it's this short film about a guy who is being hunted down by this killer, like in like Psycho or some movie like that. But instead of like a knife or a chainsaw, the guy's got a spoon. Okay, and it's a 10-minute movie about this guy being chased down for like his whole life by a murderer with a spoon, and the guy just keeps whacking him with the spoon over and over until he dies. That's what I think it would be like.
Here's the problem. I have seen so many Tom and Jerry episodes. There's one where they use like 500 pounds of dynamite, and the dude only loses his fur. There's no way we could ever
So we can't take him down, but I don't think he's dealing like a ton of damage to us either. But it's going to be a really slow fight, but he would break our face eventually. So
Yeah, not horribly bad, but like, okay, that's fair. Shut up, Apple Watch. I know I've been sitting down for way too long. Chill.
mine just reminded me that I've been sitting down too. That's weird. And I've got a Fitbit, so all right.
Okay.
Is that a good place for him?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do Jerry.
All right. Invincible and
Tom
fast.
Jerry.
Jerry has died and been resurrected.
Right, but he only runs though. He never fights back.
Yeah, but he also, well, there's that one episode where he does like jujitsu and then like
Oh, he knows
actually
jujitsu?
hurts Tom.
Okay, so he's gonna hurt us a little bit.
This little mouse is gonna hurt us. A, we can't actually hit the thing, and B, he's also he or she.
His name is Jerry.
So, I'm thinking about Tom. Maybe a little less because he's smaller. Probably couldn't do as much damage.
But near comparable. I see an open space on the graph here, and so I think that's just the most convenient place for us to put him. Does that
Okay.
seem good.
Now, let's do Shaggy. Okay, so this is very dependent on whether we're talking about Shaggy or Meme Shaggy, because Meme Shaggy is a god.
Meme Shaggy is a literal god and could absolutely.
Destroy us using less than 1% of his power.
Yeah, he could use 1,000th of a percentage of his power, and there's going to be bits of me strewn from here to Kansas. So are we going with Meme Shaggy? Is that the...
Yes,
Okay.
we have to go with Meme Shaggy.
I think that's fair. Okay. Audio listeners, Gary has just moved the entire scale over to like the right half of the screen and then has put Shaggy off of the scale to the side of would break my face.
That's
About right. Meme Shaggy's like, let me just get him as far away as we can here. Yeah, Meme Shaggy's gonna destroy us. Now, if we're talking cartoon Shaggy, though, I think I could actually break his face a little bit.
here.
But
Hold on, let's.
I think we're going
I
Meme
got
Shaggy.
this.
So this is the meme version of Shaggy. All right, loading Meme Shaggy. All right, the audio listeners are just so mad at us right now. We spent so long just loading Meme Shaggy into the podcast. All right, there is God Shaggy. He could
Scale it down.
He could destroy both of us easily, even if we were fighting against him at the same time. Even if there were an army of me and you, God Shaggy would destroy us.
With less than 1% of his power.
Yes, with far less than 1% of his power. And those are the cartoon characters we could beat up.
So yeah, I think Kermit and SpongeBob are the easiest to beat up, and Clifford and the Powerpuff Girls would be unfortunate. Let me check how long this has gone. We're at an hour 8.
Are we really?
You want to wrap it up?
Not really.
It's almost 7.
It's almost 7. Okay. Yeah, we should wrap it up, I guess. All right. We spent just an ungodly amount of the podcast on cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided we could beat up, that looks like maybe a third of them. Somewhere between a half and a third of them. We could beat them up.
Yeah.
Paper Michael can beat up none of them. Little weakling. Stupid idiot.
Jesus. Chill. All right.
It's Paper Michael, not real Michael. It's different. I think...
You see, Paper Michael agrees.
Yeah.
That's him shaking his head, yes.
I decapitated Paper Michael earlier, though, and now he's fine. So actually, I don't think they could beat him up either, now that I think about it.
I mean, he's as indestructible as Tom.
Yeah, he is. But he can deal no damage.
Time out. I'm curious if the Powerpuff Girls could do damage to Tom. He survived a 500 pounds of dynamite explosion with losing nothing but his fur.
The Powerpuff Girls are pretty OP, though.
Get a hurricane. Get a tornado up in here.
I'm weirded out by the fact that the Powerpuff Girls can generate tornadoes.
Yeah, that's odd.
It's kind of that's
How
different.
potent are these lasers? All right, whatever. Whatever.
All right.
Once again, internet, Powerpuff Girls versus Tom. Make it happen.
Yes. Well, no, that's not what it was. That.
I'm just adding that one to the list.
That as well as Clifford and Popeye v. the Powerpuff Girls, and then I don't think there's any need to.
SpongeBob versus Kermit.
Can someone do SpongeBob versus God Shaggy, please? I just want to see. Just want to see the absolute destruction
Okay.
that takes place there.
Well, thank you for once again spending your time with us.
And wasting it.
Yeah.
Let's promote the things.
Promote the things.
Yeah. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe
If you're an audio
to
listener, you can find us on YouTube at the Sam and Gary Podcast.
Yeah, audio listener. The stuff's in the description. I might work on Apple Podcasts after this episode goes up. I might work on getting that happen. Yep.
Getting that happen. Getting it happen.
And so, yes, audio listeners, link in description for the YouTube channel, and vice versa. YouTube guys, if you prefer to listen to it, then there's a link in the description for that. I'm Sam. This is Gary, of course. Subscribe to me, Sam Morgan, on YouTube. Gary doesn't have social media. Subscribe to Paper Michael on everything at Paper Michael.
At Paper Michael on Instagram, Snapchat,
Twitter.
Twitter.
Just make accounts. We can just make fan accounts for Paper Michael. And thank you for joining us, Paper Michael. And if you'll excuse us, we can do that. His head fell off.